Hello, this is my PlayStation 4, and I said I wasn't going to, but let's do some more Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. I've kept watching some streams on Twitch of people playing this game. Shoutouts to Blackstar GA, particularly, who's been streaming a whole lot and whose stream I enjoy. And yeah, I'm feeling just kind of jealous that people are playing this game and I'm not. These are people playing it online, of course, and I don't really want to play online, but I would like to play single player stuff. In my last Ultimate Showdown video, and I thought that would kind of probably be my last Ultimate Showdown video, I sort of showed that the AI is still the not very good at defending AI that was in Final Showdown, the previous version of this game on PS3. So the AI can't really defend. It doesn't really put up a good challenge even on the highest difficulty level. And I say that as someone who is not very good at this game. You can just kind of hit it with big attacks over and over and it won't really defend against them very well. But there's some stuff I haven't looked at yet that I kind of want to see. And that's all just an excuse, really. Oh, right. Why? So, it's hilarious because I played a good chunk of Virtua Fighter 5 Vanilla on PS3, and that was a very early PS3 title. And when you start that game up, there's all these prompts and things you have to go through. You have to go through a lot of buttons just to get to the main menu for, like, save. Do you want to save load your save data? It's like, yes, I do. And all these other prompts. And that was even ridiculous back then, and Sega still has not learned that you don't have to make a button prompt about save game data, Sega. Just start up the game. Everybody knows there's going to be save data. I mean, for Pete's sake. Sega's really paranoid about that still. So what I did not do, you see there's the little exclamation point. It really wants me to customize some characters. So, okay game, I'm going to try to customize some characters. So I guess we'll just click this. Alright, so now the previous game, Final Showdown, had a customized mode. One difference here you see immediately is that you see on the right there, it's showing that I have it appears that I have 4 data slots per character. In Final Showdown, you have something like 42 slots per character. So a lot fewer slots per character. Kind of a come down. It feels like a come down. I mean, then again, the back of my head says, it's probably for the best, dude. You went way too hard on costumes in Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown. And that's true, I did. I only filled up one of the characters with all their costume slots, and that was Sarah. But she's kind of like the skinny model shaped character, and I just had way too much fun dressing her up. Who else did I make a good number of costumes for? Wolf was pretty fun. Some characters I had a real tough time. Like, they just didn't seem to have pieces I liked. Like, I think Pi had some trouble with Pi. Loud didn't have a whole lot I felt I could do with him. Akira had a lot of kind of funky stuff. It's kind of cool. I think Jackie had some kind of fun stuff. Leon, I didn't get much out of him. Shunai came up with some fun designs, I think. Howie had some pretty decent pieces as well. Leifei had some kind of interesting stuff too. I mean, the fun stuff is where you can sort of totally transform the character into something else. Something sort of unexpected. Vanessa had some good options. Eileen was a bit tricky to work with. Takahashi you could change into the Hulk, basically. You could change him green, you could change him into a red demon. all this crazy stuff. I mean, probably the best transformation. It was obviously they made it as a set, but you could change Wolf into like this sci-fi cyborg giant guy. So you probably can't do that now. Well, so the deal is, not all of the old pieces that you can put together to customize the characters, they're not all in here yet. A lot of people have freaked out about this. I'm pretty sure they're gonna get all the pieces in as soon as they can. They've said they're actually remaking them by hand in the new engine, which makes sense if you think about it, because, for instance, they remade the faces for the characters, which was kind of unnecessary in a way, although it did fix the like eye focusing problem that the old faces had. So a lot of the pieces are face specific. So since they changed the geometry of the faces, they couldn't just use the old face pieces, so they had to remake those, obviously. And I think probably a lot of the other pieces they just wanted to remake in higher detail. What I've seen of the costumes of people streaming the game, they look good. I mean, the pieces look pretty good. In fact, Final Showdown did not look as good as the earlier game, the earlier version on PS3, just Virtua Fighter 5 Vanilla, as we call it. It's just called Virtua Fighter 5. There were, for instance, in that game's quest mode where you're fighting customized AIs, you would sometimes see a cool costume on an AI character, and then I would go into Final Showdown and try to recreate that, and it wouldn't. Sometimes it just wouldn't work. The colors just wouldn't come out right. You could not find the colors that went together well, like they did in 5 Vanilla. So something about a lot of the colors, maybe the surface properties of some of the pieces changed between 5 and Final Showdown. I think that was part of a optimization process they had to do, maybe because by the time you get to Final Showdown, there's all these pieces with all kinds of sort of elaborate effects on them, like fire and all this kind of stuff, and so maybe they had to clear some CPU cycles and simplify some other things in order to allow for these more elaborate pieces. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully they're fixing that problem in Final Showdown where some of the colors and stuff got kind of munged up. So hopefully stuff will look good. I guess this is where I'm going to find out. So of course, if I have to pick one character to mess with, it's going to be my fashion model Sarah Bryant here. Okay. Now, because we don't have all the pieces in, let's see. I think in Final Showdown you had types A, B, C, D, E, and then was it F, S, or something? No, maybe just S. I think there were 6 types. And the last one was sort of a grab bag of all kinds of crazy stuff. So here we're only up to type C so far. They've said they want to re-add them in chronological order, or I think the Google Translate I did on the Famitsu interview with director Aoki just said something about remaking them in order, and I think he probably meant the order in which they appeared in the arcade. They gradually rolled out different sets of items. For instance, at one point there was an update where all the characters got pirate costumes and that kind of stuff. So yeah, what you see is so aside from that last, I think it was S, whatever the last type was, which was sort of a grab bag of stuff, you can generally tell what the base of the costume is going to be from these thumbnails. So you've got her catsuit, which is kind of her classic outfit. You've got this dress, which I don't really approve of fighting in a dress because that's not practical. But I might make just a sort of casual non-fighting costume because there was kind of a fun one I came up with. Well, the question will be how many of my old costume ideas are available right now, given that a lot of the pieces are not here. And then this is the one. This one's kind of nice. She's got, if you take off that not very well-fitting jacket or whatever the heck it's supposed to be. She's got a just nice sort of a, it's called a camisole in the editor, but it's just sort of a string strap t-shirt, I guess. You know, I don't know, whatever. And they improved the look of the jeans. The jeans they were just not shaded well in the old version. So that stuff looks better in this version. Now, I was a little worried that they may not have... Okay, wait. So, I got used to editing on my arcade stick in Final Showdown. Now, looking at the key of controls there, it does not show the shortcuts I could use for turning the camera with button combinations, so I could use the D-pad or my arcade stick and like the circle button. So that is not looking super possible here. Which would blow. You kind of would have thought they'd want... Okay, here we go. Square button and... Yeah, okay, square button and left, right on the D-pad lets me rotate the camera up, down, the zoom, pans up and down. That's L2 zoomed out. Yeah, that's normal. Okay, so I guess I'm good. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright. In the old editor, the character was not standing in something that looked like one of the regular stages. This looks like Jean Cujo's training facility stage. Kind of funny how he got the sort of ratty stage. But it was just this kind of a weird low-ceilinged cement room with sunlight sort of slanting in through these sort of windows right under the roof on one side. So this background here is actually pretty distracting. They would have been better to pick a background that was not so contrasty, because I'm really just trying to look at my character and I don't want to see all this detail in the background. So that's a weird decision by them. I guess it saved them from having to create a new environment, but basically they could have just made a gray box with a light on one side, you know? That's what you kind of want. Alright, so I am using my arcade stick. Woohoo. Not that that's actually faster, it's just I would keep iterating between messing with the costume and jumping into a single player mode to look at it in action, then jumping back out and tweaking it and stuff. So I got tired of swapping controllers, so I just stuck with the arcade stick. Now I just counted earlier today in Final Showdown. So by the way, you can see all those old costumes I made back in my fiendish days. I guess that was 3 to 4 years ago. In Final Showdown, it's the first video in my Virtua Fighter playlist, and you'll find a link to that Virtua Fighter playlist on my channel page, on the front page of my channel. So if you want to check that out, just find that Virtua Fighter playlist on the front page of my channel, and then it's the very first video in that playlist. Although the playlist, no, it does play from the beginning, so yeah. Pretty easy to find. In Final Showdown, there were 22 categories of items. Here I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we don't even have 9 of the categories that we will have eventually. They said there were 2,000 items, about 2,000 items in the DLC pack. You have to, in order to get the customized mode, I think you have to buy the Legendary Pack DLC, Although that comes with, if you buy the game, just straight up buy the game for $30, it comes with that already. The only people who have to buy it right now are people who got the game for free with the PS Plus or PS Now subscription. And people are complaining, well, $10 and you don't get, you only get some of the items that were in it before. Well, the director did say they want to get the rest of the old items in. He did not say how those would be rolled out. He did not say if they would be, added without additional charge, but so we don't know. People are thinking, oh, they're just going to nickel and dime us to get the rest of the items. And it's like, look, guys, I don't get that upset about $10 DLC because I'm an adult. B, you got the game pretty much for free, and you're complaining about purely aesthetic DLC, so that's kind of weird. And what am I at? C, I don't think they actually want to nickel and dime anybody. I don't think they even think they're going to make much money on this stuff. I mean, how many people would they really think are going to buy this? And $10? I mean, come on. Nobody's getting rich on this. But the last thing I think they wanted to do was not to have all the items in at launch, because they were really making this game for their hardcore arcade fans in Japan. That's who they told us at the beginning of this project, back when it was still called, I think Virtua Fighter X Esports was the name they presented the project under, before they even kind of told us exactly what it was. But they told us it'll probably come out in Japan first, and then in other territories sometime later. So it was clearly, this was for Japan. This was for their hardcore players in Japan. All they really wanted was to capture those hardcore players, to get them back into the fold, and specifically to get them playing tournaments under their system. So that's why this game exists. That's why it has a tournament system built in. That's the only reason why they made this game. So those players had developed costumes over years, and those had been arcade players, so they had to earn those costumes. They had to win those pieces. You didn't just get a free customized mode in the arcade version, I don't think, although I've actually never seen footage of an arcade customized mode, so I'm not exactly sure how it worked. But you do see, if you watch arcade footage, you do see item matches come up, or what looks like item matches. So I think they had to win those items. Kind of like if you've ever played 5 Vanilla, there's a quest mode where you win items. And that's the way you get a lot of items in that game. Anyway, so those were items they probably had to earn, and they developed a unique look for their character to stand out among all the other Japanese players who were playing the game. And the last thing Sega would have wanted to do would have had left a lot of those players being unable to recreate their identity by not having all the pieces. But unfortunately, that's what happened. They did say that the coronavirus pandemic caused some delays in production. They for some reason, they had this hard and fast deadline. He said something about Sega's 60th anniversary, although actually Sega started celebrating the 60th anniversary about, in October of last year. And they've got a 60th anniversary website, which I finally went and looked at, and it's at week 8, so I'm not sure what that is counting. So I don't even know what date exactly the 60th anniversary is, but the director of this game in the Famitsu interview said, he talked about today actually, he talked about Thursday, June 3rd. He said they had to have it done by then for the anniversary. So whatever that means, I didn't see any huge new thing come out today for the anniversary. So I don't know. But anyway, they wanted it out by today. That meant it had to be out with the Tuesday update on PlayStation. And that meant when they hit delays in production, they just had to cut stuff. And what they cut was, recreating all the items, because they had to recreate the items by hand in the new engine. So yes, but I do think, he said they want to get them all in there. I'm sure they want to get them in as quickly as they can, so that these players, when they go into these tournaments Sega is dying to host, these players will have their old look. Sega also said they want to start adding brand new items. Now those they would probably find, they would probably want to charge for. And you would think that's fair. Anyhow, so, I mean, the obvious thing to do with Sarah is, that's not what I wanted, is just the old black catsuit, because obviously black is the best color. The bronzy color, copper they call it, is kind of interesting. White is a little weird. Like, see, the other thing you don't really get in this model view is you don't really get a lighting. In the old editor, you had this strong light beaming in from one side, so when you rotated and you could rotate the light independently, actually. So you could actually, it was kind of like time of day almost. The light sort of changed as it rotated around, and so you could really see the costume you were making under different lighting conditions and different angles. And here we've just got this flat, non-directional or unidirectional lighting, which kind of washes out the model and is not super ideal. So like in this sort of flat blah lighting, this white top looks sort of flat and blah. Whereas this one has obvious highlights and stuff. I mean, I guess this one's supposed to look like cloth for some reason. Why doesn't it have highlights on it that I can see? Maybe the light is just not bright enough. I don't know. It's weird. I wish you could rotate and mess with the light. Now, see this this pattern you see. Let's see. Let's zoom in. Come on. This pattern on these on the second half of these pieces. These sort of chainmail pattern. That's different than it used to be. It used to be a much larger pattern, and it was. This looks like chainmail. Like I just wanted to make it look like chainmail. In the old editor, you could also make her stop bobbing around, but I think for that I need to hit R3. Alright, well I'm kind of curious about R3 because it just calls it viewer. We've also got change pose. Oh, maybe it was change pose I'm thinking of. Alright, so I'm going to have to lean over and grab my other controller, my pad. This music is maybe a little too jazzy for a costume editor. I mean, like, look, if I'm going to obsessively stay up all night editing costumes, I'm not doing that now, but that's what I used to do. I need something that's a little... It's going to drive me a little less insane. Okay, so, okay, so the L stick makes her stop bopping and then rotate or flips her to the other side. That's just like the old one. Oh, she still blinks. That's creepy. See, they really changed the eyes on these new models. The old ones, as I said, they couldn't really focus correctly. They had this kind of uncanny valley thing going on. They just could not focus, and they looked just like they were too far apart, or they looked like the wrong, some scale thing was right. It was just messed up. It's really creepy how these are blinking like that, though. When she's just frozen otherwise. Oh, they didn't freeze the eyelids. It's so weird. Okay, oh, here's the viewer. So they did not have this in the old one. I'm not really sure why that's better than... and why doesn't help on off get rid of that stupid bar? Well, maybe they'll tweak some of this stuff eventually. touchpad? You're making me use touchpad? Ugh, gross. Alright, how do I get out of this? Okay. Okay, well, I've turned off her bot. Well, let me just leave it like that. I'm going to go back to my stick. So yeah, this chainmail, this pattern that is now chainmail, used to be a much larger pattern of sort of hexagons. It was kind of this science fiction gray frame hexagon pattern. Just sort of a grid of hexagons, you know, in gray. Like this, it's same color as this chainmail, but it was not the chainmail. And the chainmail, or what I'm calling chainmail, may just be tiny hexagons. They may just have shrunk that texture a lot. I don't know. Looks okay. I always forget what zoom and out and in are, because they're on my arcade stick, not on actual shoulder buttons. And I'm a moron who's using an arcade stick. So... yeah, I don't need that stuff. Wait. Now, stuff like this choker, okay, these did not fit well on a lot of costumes in the old. A lot of times the chokers were just, there was like a clear half-inch gap between the choker and the neck of the character. It was just floating around their neck. I guess you can't see it with this costume, can you? But it's inside her collar anyway, so I'm just going to take it off because it's not serving any purpose. How do I take it off? Remove square. Okay. Wait. I'm hitting X like a moron. I have all my buttons on my stick weirdly manually reordered, so just don't pay attention to me. Gosh. Oh. So wait, it's not, it's L. I keep thinking I was pressing square to rotate, but no, I'm pressing L1. Oh, it even says L1 plus left stick to move camera. I don't know why I'm getting this in my head. Right, so belts are good. That's fine. So yeah, a lot fewer pants options. You can really see the pattern. Where I noticed the pattern watching people play was on the outside of the thighs there. You really noticed the difference with this new pattern. And I would say overall this new pattern looks better. Kind of a cool look. But that's an example of one thing they definitely changed. They outright just changed that look. And probably for the better, so, you know. So these are the jeans. The jeans, there's that weird, why is there that white sort of wear stripe along the top of her buns? It's just the white again. The white does not have proper, maybe when they tried to give it highlights as much as this has, it was just blown out. That happened with a lot of the objects in Final Showdown. So instead you're getting this non-highlighted look, and you're losing the 3D effect of these little weird wrinkles that these jeans have had on them. Maybe they'll be able to tweak this, because the white one is a little off. Like, see here it looks actually 3D, those little wrinkles and things. Here, they do not have highlights, they just look flat and weird. And the white just looks dirty. It just looks dingy. So, don't use that one, I guess. I thought there is a white catsuit in Final Showdown, so I guess that's one they still have to add. Man, look at all the wrinkles on these brown jeans. But like, why would a woman buy jeans that had such baggy. I mean, Sarah's skinny. Maybe she lost some weight. Maybe she hit the diet a little too hard or something, and now her pants don't fit, just hanging off the back of her thighs. This is how they always had this problem, I guess you could call it. I'm a little surprised they maybe didn't tighten up the look of her pants texture a little bit. I don't know why they wanted this. I mean, maybe it's supposed to look like a kind of cool, worn look. Like you can buy pants now that are pre-worn for you. Maybe that's what they kind of thought they were doing here, but the ill-fitting aspect is not flattering. Nobody wants to see that. So the pants could still be improved, I would say, but they're better than they looked previously, just due to how the texture is probably higher resolution now. The colors aren't messed up, and the 3D effect is the shaders or whatever make that a little more convincing here. But yeah, we're gonna go with the full-on black catsuit, because why really would you have anything else if you could only have one costume? Oh god, I'm really bad at that. Now this gray is interesting because that matches her. See, the old hexagon pattern was much whiter, so there was more black in those chainmail areas, so it would not have matched this gray, but the chainmail here does. Whereas this doesn't really match anything. Well, it doesn't match the black or the gray. So maybe I'll go with this. A lot less shoes than are in Final Showdown. I hope I've got something in black. That'd be okay. A lot of the shoes in the old version had problems, and I did turn off the animation here, but you could tell like they didn't all touch the floor correctly. Some would clip through the floor, not necessarily Sarah's. I think hers weren't as bad as some people's. And these are still the same designs of these items that were in Final Showdown. Now see, these boots are a little roomy at the top. That's kind of weird. I don't think those really go with the catsuit. Yeah, those boots don't fit very well. That's weird. I don't remember that being an issue in Final Showdown. See at the top how they just don't fit her calves. The rest of these look like they fit fine, and like these look a lot better. These look a lot less bulky than they used to, I think. Yeah, so we're gonna go with those. This is like the slowest editing job ever, I know. She doesn't need a knife. Definitely don't want that stuff. Although I think this effect is a little toned down from what it was in Final Showdown. Oh, it's so irritating to look at, but yeah, like, I guess I can turn off that. It doesn't at least shine through your character model anymore like it does sometimes in Final Showdown. So at least there's that. Yeah, I do not want this. X. Square, there we go, okay. Aye. Whoops, no. Whoa, only 2 pairs of gloves, that's way less. Jeepers. Yeah, we got more stupid laser things. Kind of surprised the arm warmers were in there from the start. Oh, whoa, these did not come through very well. These look like tattoos. Yeah, I guess they had some trouble because you can tell that they actually aren't separate geometry. They are kind of in effect a tattoo on the model. Just a kind of a texture. But it also worked weirdly with skin tints. Oh, that's another thing that's missing here. She doesn't have any skin tints yet. You can't make her look tan. Or was it tan and pale were her two options? Skin colors are a lot of fun. I hope they make it so you can give all the characters weird skin colors. A few of the characters in Final Showdown you can give weird skin colors to. And that's a lot of fun. And that goes a super long way in changing the look of the character, obviously. But that's bang for the buck as far as editing goes. Yeah, these look totally like tattoos now. That's messed up. Yeah, it's not. That one looks a little better. That just looks like a weird tattoo. And that looks almost like clothing. She's got a little curve around her elbow and her wrist. I don't know if she had that before. Maybe she ain't that skinny, so that's good. Wow, this is I guess you had to do this in the old one. Hunt down the item and hit remove. So we got bangles. I don't know why people like bangles. I don't think anybody really does. Black bracelets. Can't see those under the gloves, so we're just gonna say no. And I'm still not used to hitting that button. I guess you they overlap the gloves. Alright. Nothing here yet. So you see these categories that aren't in yet. Like I think in Final Showdown there's just all this additional stuff that you can put around your waist, basically. And then there's the skin colored options, and there are kind of like chest tattoos kind of things. For face, there's we got the earrings. There's things like masks and eye color. I was wondering if they were gonna have eye color, but it doesn't look like they do. Eye color is gonna be a little challenging for them, maybe, because they completely remake the eyes. Actually, all the face stuff is gonna be challenging for them. There were you could apply different makeup styles essentially in Final Showdown, so they'll have to totally remake those for the new faces. I mean, redesign those in a sense. Earrings I never really bother with because wearing earrings while fighting seems like a bad idea. So this is interesting to me. So her eyes look pretty good here. In Final Showdown, Sarah's eyes did have the uncanny valley thing going on. And, wow, why is that punching bag in the background rocking like that? That's just one of the things that's distracting you with this really detailed background. Not to mention the fact that just all the contrast makes it hard to see the actual character. So I would pretty much always put glasses on the character, on my costumes, because, and the eye patch was a real save for that, because if you have two eyes, and I actually have this problem with drawing as well. I'm so bad at drawing eyes because trying to line up the pupils on eyes so that they look like they're, looking at something and not staring off vacantly into the distance, or cross-eyed, or what's the one where the two wide apart? Wall-eyed? I don't know, whatever. It's hard to do. Hard to line those darn eyeballs up. So they didn't really manage to do that with the models in Final Showdown, or in Vanilla for that matter. It's the same models, same character models. So, but if you cover one eye up, then you can't tell. Then you've only got one eye, so it's just looking at one thing. It doesn't have to coordinate with the other eye. So that was a good item to use, I found, in Final Showdown. That totally fixed the uncanny valley problem with the eyes for the most part there. You don't really need it here. It looks like they kind of redesigned the eye patch a little too. I don't quite remember looking that way. Well, I guess they had to remodel these things to fit the new heads, so this one just looks like it's placed a little high. But whatever, it's not a big deal. I don't need an eye patch anymore. The glasses are still the same. That's actually kind of good. Some of the glasses, I think in Final Showdown also, see like this, so they could have done a better job here, because this colored glass effect does not look realistic. It doesn't quite look right. And a lot of the glasses in Final Showdown had that problem. Well, those look good. So those are good. These are pretty good. The eye patch is alright. It's actually not, I don't like where it sits on her face, but maybe that's actually more accurate to how eye patches actually are made. I don't know. I guess I could get used to it. Those are alright. And then if we don't have them, she still looks pretty good, which was not the case before. But we'll go with those for now. Oh, we looked at that already. Alright, here there was at least one other, I think there were more than one other field here. There was a field for, there's a category for stuff like effects items that were just floating around your head, basically. Like flames or a little Santa's sleigh. There was, I believe it was a separate category for just sort of additional things you put on your head, like not hats. Hats are under hair hat, but things like just weird stuff like antlers and I don't know, all kinds of weird stuff. So that's not here either, just hair hat. And way less, you see there's a scroll bar over there, right on the right here, that white line, that white vertical line to the right. So there's going to be a lot more to scroll down. That's how it was in Final Showdown. But right now you don't even have a full panel's worth of styles. And actually, it's probably mostly just colors. Now, hair did have problems in Final Showdown, aside from the fact that a lot of the styles just didn't look good. In fact, there were only a couple styles with Sarah that I thought actually looked decent. But a lot of the colors looked flat and weird in Final Showdown. So far, these are looking okay. I mean, it's still not great hair. It's not what you would call state-of-the-art hair, and it wasn't even state-of-the-art hair back in the day on PS3. It's a little more 3D looking now, but still kind of crude hair. That looks alright. Yeah, I guess this style was one that I considered sort of alright. But we don't have mine. I guess my favorite, which was just she sort of had her hair pulled back in a tight bun with sort of like chopsticks through it almost. They were probably not chopsticks, but that's what they kind of looked like. I can't zoom out more now. Come on, let me see my full model if I want to. They want me to go into stupid viewer mode, I guess. That's dumb. Let me just pan up and... why did they complicate this? Well, anyhow. And the ponytail, let's face it, is pretty silly how it crescent moons back like that. This look is okay for certain things, but the weird straightness of the hair is not great. It's quite old hair, old looking hair. So they say they remade all these things while they were at it. Couldn't they have made it, like updated the hair physics, the whole hair scheme a little bit? Because, I mean, look at that. Oh, well. Yeah, this is not quite. So I'm definitely going to be waiting for them to come out with some of her better hair or hat options. This is still not ideal. Whoops, no thanks. We've got the sort of Matrix Trinity look here, but it's still not a great model. And they copied the old one, so the original design was not great. From a distance it looks okay. So let's see. No. So it's either going to be this or this. Yes, this one's just too wildly bushy back there. This is where I definitely do miss some of the items. Oh well, so there we've got your black cat suit, which I think is a must for any enterprising Sarah. Obviously there aren't even that many options for variety within the black catsuit look. There aren't all kinds of wacky things you can put on it. There's only, I guess there's these. I never did. Most of the wacky items are just too goofy. Like, come on. The necklace is still... Do they? Maybe it's not clipping. Some of the necklaces had clipping problems, and it's just laying weirdly, really flat. The chain. And if she was animating, we could see it bouncing a little, I suppose. Yeah, it's not looking great. And it's not in motion, at least. Well, we don't need it. Alright, so that's one. How do I... yes? Do I get to name it? Delete. I don't get to name it? In the old one you could name it. I mean, how am I supposed to remember what it is? I mean, I guess I've only got 4, so that's one... I guess you can't name it now. Well, I guess they figure since there's only 4, you're going to remember what your 4 are. I guess they're right about that. Alright, fine. Why did I... Where... okay. Ah, she's animating again. For gosh sake. Well, I mean, this was a problem the old one had, where making her stop animating was not on most arcade sticks. I do have... maybe I guess that was my other... No, I do have a... Oh, I do. Okay, I have shortcut L3 and R3 buttons. Well, look at me. Now I'm playing with power. This is a Hori Real Arcade Pro 5. What am I going to do? Okay, so as I was saying, yeah, this jacket, or they call it a blouse, I guess. I mean, look how, it just looks like this super, it looks like she's wearing a, somebody just cut a blanket into the shape of a poorly fitting shirt. I don't know. That's not a great look. I mean, this is a case where, actually, I don't remember the thing looking this weird. Maybe it's just the increased sense of bump mapping is making it look even weirder than it used to. Or maybe they did remodel it kind of weird, but I mean, who's going to want to wear this? It's just this shapeless potato sack. Ugh. See, this is a case where they really should have made this look, forget duplicating the look as faithfully as possible from the old one, if that's what they were doing here. I did use this once. It was not this potato sacky looking. Well, this is not, that is not good, so we have to go with this, which is what you usually went with anyway. Yeah, in fact, if you look at the thumbnail of my first Virtua Fighter playlist video, you'll see her wearing one of those and looking kind of like an elf because of the colors and the other items. So that would not work. Now she would look like an elf wearing a potato sack. Alright, well anyway. Well, so she's only got the one color. Is that right? Am I tripping? No, okay, we go to inner, right. So she's got a few colors. No black. Oh, that's what... I think Blackstar mentioned that on his stream. There's no black camisole yet. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce that word. Well... Not sure about this. Let's see what we can do. Sorry, got that. Oh, see how that is not fitting on the back of her neck? It's just shooting way out. So that's, I guess they have to do that to fit. Well, is that being done to fit the blouse? Anyway, it's a limitation of this whole system, I guess. Is that this necklace has to be a one-size-fits-all combinations. Maybe if I... Oh, wait. Where's my shortcut key here? No, it's still sticking out. Ah! Okay, stop. The choker, I think, fits a little better than it used to. Still a little weird. Yeah, it still doesn't fit very well. Alright, fine. I think they made her neck skinnier than it used to be. Look how skinny her neck is. Yeah, she's got a really super skinny neck. Holy cow. She's got to do some more neck exercises, I guess. Yeah, not sure this quite has enough to do something interesting with. Man, you can't even pan all the way up in this view. Maybe you couldn't before, I don't know. It's been 11 months since I messed with Final Showdown, so I could be remembering that wrong. So, yeah. It's just these weird saggy jeans. The colors are definitely better. And the shading is better. It's still just, they replicated the bagginess of the old ones for some reason. They're just really ill-fitting jeans. That's why some of the people I was watching were saying that she's got no butt. And these jeans definitely do not help with that impression. You know, if you want to minimize your butt, I guess you put on these jeans. There's a tiny bit anyway. Yeah. I like that. Let's see, these could be kind of okay. Oh, gosh dang it. And I also don't like how the straps, the shoulder straps, are yellow. That's not really great. I think that was how the old ones were. No. These boots are kind of... I wonder if they made her calves smaller. Eep, eep. I like these boots. Those boots are okay. What can I do with these pants-wise? I'd have to go with some kind of... I basically hate how the zoom changes when you switch categories. I wish there was an option not to do that. But that was how the old one did it too. So it was always annoying. And the leather pants fit pretty well. It's part of the cat suit, I suppose. She had a brown looking... This kind of not really works. It's boring. Well. Alright, fine. Sparkles and a knife. But why not? She's country now. That's that actually kind of works. Just not a fan. These yellow sunglasses just look kind of weird. The way they shade. Those are weird. But they always did. In the previous version they did as well. Alright. Okay, that's okay. Alright, here we come to the tough part, given the current limitations. I mean, this is an okay look. That is a little much. That's okay. The straight hair. Well, let's see how it looks like in motion. It animates a tiny bit. Makes the back of her head look so big, and also it just doesn't drape well. Arg, see, this is the kind of thing I spent hours just like now agonizing over 3.5 or some years ago. I like that color. Now we're butched out. Now we're country. Got that teased look. It's still just a little too teased, you know? So either this or I don't really like it. Or just this. See, at least they got the physics on the ponytail. Why didn't they do physics on most of the other hairdos? because this one could really use some, well, I guess they just didn't have the sophistication to do physics interaction with her shoulders. We could try this. No. Well, maybe, that's boring. Son of a gun. Using this one though, there isn't enough hair. So many of her hairstyles were bad anyway. Wow, this really makes her neck look tiny. No. I guess her neck just makes itself look tiny. Well, I don't know. I can't pick. None of them are quite what I want. Maybe we'll just go with this for some reason. Well, whatever. Now, I definitely don't have the pieces to do my old space pirate queen look. So, yeah, there just isn't much I can do to dress up this dress, as it were. It's a much. Oh, these are kind of more razzly-dazzly now than they used to, I guess. Tiny bit. Well, son of a gun. Baby blue. Wait, was there even a no belt option? No. You have to go with the belt. Oh, that kind of sucks. Oh no. Casual innerwear. Well, that's one way of putting it. So unless you want to look really weird, you basically got stockings or not stockings. Yeah, not a big fan of this. Definitely do not have colors to match this. So just go with whatever, I don't know. Doesn't have white gloves either. Aye. Hopefully when all of the items are in, color matching, color coordination will be better than it was in the old one, like I said, where some of the colors were just off. None of these items have had the colors look off so far, so that's good. That's definitely looking to be an improvement on the old ones. It doesn't quite work. Well, that's part of my old pirate clean. I guess we'll keep it there. They don't have a white hair option here. There's a lot more colors that they add for even these first hairstyles eventually. You get like, well, you get white, you get weird purples and blues and neon-y colors. That's a weird sound. Alright, well, I did the best I could. Pretty limited right now, that's for sure. I mean, it kind of looks like they've got, I don't know what percentage of the old items they have here now, but it sure feels like maybe 20%? Maybe less than, maybe 15%. I don't know. It feels like definitely a tiny amount. No. See, this, you just back out, and the only option is not to back out. The only option is lose all your changes or don't back out. There should just be a save confirmation, maybe? I don't know. Alright, well, that's all I can come up with for now. Okay, so let's, I was talking about how weak the AI is in the last video. I didn't actually go all the way through arcade on very hard. So I guess I should probably actually do that, huh? Or try to. See if maybe I'm just full of junk. Now I didn't look up what attacks I spammed the AI with as Sarah when I did this in Final Showdown. I have a video about that for Final Showdown. That's the last Final Showdown video I made where I found out I could just sort of cheese the AI. This stage looks way better. This was always... no! What the... Oh my goodness, some sort of massive failure occurred. Did it not save my costume, or did I not select it? it is. I'm not sure about this darn hair. Oh well, kind of limited options. Ah, it didn't even ask me if I... Oh, because I didn't change anything. Well, that's interesting. Well, it's definitely there, so why? How did I fail to pick it? Why am I such a chump? Okay. And I hit square, and then... Oh, because this is the... I confused myself, I guess. It's kind of a confusing way to present it. So you have to go to the bottom to get your... Well, there you go. I was just looking for type A since it didn't let me give it a custom name, so type A was at the top as well. Hey. I saw somebody watching this stage on stream and they were like, was that beach ball always there? I think they just meant, they thought maybe it had bounced there during the match they were watching. I love the VF1 interface. That's another thing you get in the... Oh man, she is so different than she was in 5, where I was playing her for the most part. Like I said, I haven't played Final Showdown in 11 months. I was playing a lot of Virtua Fighter 5 quest mode with 5 or 6 characters. One of them was Sarah. Got her up to somewhere around 9th or 10th Dan probably. And then I quit because the AI could not defend against throws. I finally realized all I was doing with her at that point was throwing. After I stopped being able to cheese them with my flamingo stance. Yeah, I'm just mashing buttons. This is stage 1, so it's not too weird, but when you set the AI on very hard, you would expect it to put up a little more resistance. But I've already gone over all that in the previous video I made of this game.
I won't go easy on you.
Well, you will, because the AI is not very good, Wolf. I hate to break it to you. So I actually don't... Her stuff that I used in 5 is completely changed around right now. Not that I used more than like 3 attacks. Oh, I wonder if you can do... Oh, he hit me. Yeah, you can do that, just like Jackie in 4. Ah, it's not going into Flamingo like it does in 5 with down forward kick. In 5, if you just do down forward kick a couple times, she goes into Flamingo stance. So here, I would have to find a different way to get into Flamingo, of which there are like a bunch. There's one, for instance. But I don't really want to go into Flamingo because I'll confuse myself at this point. Flamingo is her one-legged stance. Oh, those black glasses look a little weird. A lot of these old pieces, they could have just totally redesigned, because the glasses were never the best designs. And they've definitely got the ability to do better ones these days, for sure. And I keep doing these moves I don't want to be doing exactly. I don't know how her moves work now. Ugh. Hey. Oh. So really, if I just want to cheese the AI, I just need to find a big move to hit them with over and over. Shun, though, is definitely difficult at close range. As Blackstar was saying, don't get in neutral with Shun. And that does apply. This AI is fairly good at attacking. They aren't good at defending. And so if you find yourself defending, you're doing the wrong thing. Just go on offense and they just don't block for some reason. They don't block, they don't evade, they just get hit. It's weird.
I've got grace and power. You've got zip.
Well, you don't have defense. But I don't defend well myself. I guess I can sympathize. Man, Leifei's got the orange bags under his eyes now. Hey. Hey. I'm doing something unhealthy. Actually knew how to do her moves in this version. I would be able to cheese the AI a lot more effectively. I keep doing the same non-cheese affected moves.
Round 2. Ready, go!
Leifei is my second most hated person to fight. So this is going to be a bit of a problem after all. Ah, that is definitely not what I wanted to do there. She does all this kind of shuffle stuff. I don't want to shuffle. I just want to hit him. And it's not letting me do it. If this was VF5, Sarah, I would be spamming the heck out of him with kicks. But I don't know how to do that with this Sarah. Arg. Just let me spam kicks.
Round 1. Ready, go!
Okay, I gotta figure out how to get to Flamingo. There's a billion ways to do it, I'm sure, and I'm not paying attention. Well, that was accidental, but that's a good reminder. I should do that.
Round 2.
I don't know why you didn't block that. You can ask why I didn't block that. Ah.
Knockout. Round 3.
Oh, I feel so clunky with her. I don't know how to do her. Oh, that was cool. Eat. Oh yeah, the wall is there. You just can't see it from this side. That is so distracting or so confusing. That did not happen in the old version. I hate Leifei. Aye. That was good. Keeps doing those little jabs, man. Oh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, actually. Yeah, I was bragging about how the AI was cheesable and I picked character. I'll have to go look at my notes, actually, because I did identify a few moves that I was doing with her to cheese the AI. And I don't remember what those were. I mean, just forward punching is working.
Round 2.
Or it did there.
Go!
Well, now he decided to start evading. Ah, jeepers. All that spam work.
Ready, go!
I'm gonna have to look at my notes. Hey, you blocked that.
Knockout.
Oh, he's blocking a lot of stuff.
Round 4.
Yeah, I don't know how to use Sarah in this version. They changed so many of her moves, it's nuts. Owie.
Knockout.
Ooh.
Round 5. Ready, go!
And the light flash is so bright in this wall. Bye. So that was down forward punch, not forward punch. I think.
Better run home to Mama now.
Yeah, these black glasses are a little weird. And they make her eyes look weirder than they actually are. I'd be better off without glasses. Yikazoo.
Round 1. Ready, go!
Oh, he did a big old evasion. These gross puddles. At least it's not raining anymore. I wish they had gone back to the beautiful sunset of 5 Vanilla. Aye.
Round 2. Ready,
Whoa. He just got a crazy guitar riff. Ooh. Oh man. What move do I spam?
knockout.
Oh, it's so weird not knowing how to even go into Flamingo with Sarah.
Ready,
Why did they change it all from 5? Why? I guess it's probably better or something, but ugh, I'm totally at sea. Ugh. I mean, this was all changed in Final Showdown.
knockout.
It's exactly the same as Final Showdown. I basically learned her in 5 Vanilla playing Quest mode.
I can't let anyone know.
I never actually played her a ton in Final Showdown. I just made a ton of costumes for her. That's mostly what I spent my time doing with her.
Round 1. Ready, go!
Yee. Well, and then when I was kind of messing around with actually playing her, well, mostly it was just to look at the costumes and tweak them, but also I think I just had the AI on regular or hard maybe, but not very hard. Ah, shoot.
Knockout. Round 2. Ready, go!
Oh, jeez, the ground combos. I don't like the ground combos. Oh, was I almost in from? Dang it. Oh, that's still axe kick.
Knockout.
Oh.
Round 3.
Ugh.
Ready, go!
Dang.
Knockout.
What header she takes right here.
4. Ready, go!
Can't remember what her sweet, or I don't know what her sweet is. Oh. Bye.
Out.
Is there a big splash of water there? Yeah. You hit the wooden
Round 5. Ready,
edge of the ring and there's a big splash of water from no puddle. What a bug. Oh, there I'm saying Flamingo there. How did I do that? Oh, that was weird. I did not oh no, I rolled right up to him. What the heck? What the heck, man? I wasted myself. I can't believe I rolled right up into his face. Why would I do that? I mean, I didn't even know I could do that.
round 1.
But I did it. I did it, and it was really bad, and I lost the match.
Ring out.
I'm starting to wonder if the AI kind of knew it was close to the edge, but it didn't seem to there. It did take a couple of weak steps to angle himself away. Yuck. Well, if I don't know how to get into Flamingo, I'll have to do her other big kicks, I guess.
Ready, go.
What was that supposed to be, Grandpa? Hey. Oh, jeez. Ooh. Eee.
Knockout.
Well, that was dumb. I did just find a
Ready, go.
back kick. Or is that just neutral? Ugh. Oh, you're not done. Oh. Oh.
Ring out.
Shit. No, he really didn't seem to know he was near the edge.
You'll never be a match for me.
I don't know if the AI in any Virtua Fighter has ever really tried to avoid the edges of the ring. Now, Aoi looks a lot better, I think.
Ready, go.
Not that she looked bad in 5, but I think this new look for her new face is an improvement. Anyway. How did I do that big up kick before? Oh, there. So if I could have had her... against the fence, I might have been able to pop her out with that down back kick. I wanted to go into kicks there, but couldn't get it to go. Was I hitting? Eee. Oh. Okay, I'm overusing that clearly. She's at least defending against that. Ew. Oh, she evaded.
Knockout.
But she couldn't handle the spam.
Round 3. Ready, go.
Oh. Oh, wrong range. Wrong. It blasted me. Oh, just hold block. I'm not spamming my attacks.
Knockout.
And it's not the attack to spam.
Round 4. Ready, go.
Oh, nuts.
Knockout.
I like this music.
Round 5.
It's an interesting
Ready,
mix.
go. Excellent.
I did get over the fence. Down back kick. I think she had that in 5 vanilla, but it was more like
Again in a few years.
down forward kick or something. It's a lot easier to do with down back. This is a cool redesign of this stage.
Round one. Ready, go!
Oh, now this might be a little tricky. Eep. I was on a roll, man. Ooh. Now my spam almost got him.
Round two. Ready, go!
Oh! That was an aggressive little throw. Made me want to throw him, but the AI is actually not particularly easy to throw. I am not finding my attack to spam. What do I spam on you, Akira? So there was... So just back? Is it just back kick? Hey, wow. No, it's not just back kick. Or I know you like that move.
Round three. Ready, go!
Ooh. Well, it is just back. Okay. Back kick. Oh, but then don't punch.
I can't let anyone see me like this.
Don't look at me. Definitely don't record this and put it on YouTube. Did she just do a little kiss thing at me? Did she do that before? I guess she must have.
Ready, go!
Okay, I'm just trying to do a little flamingo practice here, mister. I'm not gonna be all aggressive like that. Whoa. Okay, that's not at all what I want to be doing. Why do I keep... Okay.
Knockout!
Okay, I finally found a way to spam stupid kicks, but... see, Akira has evades. Okay, I can't remember to do my new little thing. He keeps getting hit by that up kick. That's not it. It's a weird... Not quite sure of this move to go into flamingos. Just back kick, but no, see, it's not. There it is. Oh, jeez. He's... I was going to say punch spam had not been working on him, but sure did there.
Ready, go!
He...
Knockout!
When in doubt, down forward punch.
Ready, go!
Oh, he blocked it that time.
Knockout!
So, I only got the flamingo going slightly, and he definitely did not handle the spam from that super well.
Try again in a few years.
And that's your very hard AI. Now we've got Dural, who, you know, whatever. Bonus. You can't continue against Dural, which is the way it's always been in Virtua Fighter. They made a completely new stage for her, which
Round one.
they really didn't need to do, but it's cool.
Go!
Okay, that's my best combo, I guess. Oh. I suppose the difficulty with Dural in this spammy mode is that she's using attacks from... Oh, that was a Taka Arashi sumo belly bump. She's using attacks from everybody, so I don't really know who to you know, what moves to spam, because it kind of varies a little by character sometimes. Here I'm kind of facing all the characters at once, so that's my excuse for getting chumped. She likes that taco. I like her sparkles.
Knockout.
Oh, bonk.
Round 3. Ready, go!
It's funny, in training mode they give you this boring stone Dural. And I was kind of thinking, oh, that's not a cool looking Dural. But then they give you this cool metal Dural in the actual arcade mode.
Knockout.
Well, I won a round.
Round 4. Ready, go!
Hey. Oh, she changed color. Oh, it stopped working. Oh, look at these colors. Oh, she blocked that. Heck. Oh, well. Yeah, the spam method definitely has a problem with her because she just keeps switching styles, and I can't tell which attack I should be spamming. And I'm just still have a lot to learn with Sarah. So I mean, obviously there's a little to learn, especially with Sarah here, because I have to relearn how her moves work. The question is, do I actually want to do that? The answer is probably not, because there isn't a ton to learn to beat this AI. I mean, I guess it wouldn't take long in theory, but then what, you know? Then I could do it with all the characters. Kind of a weird sequence they got here. Oh yeah, I gotta tweak this costume a little. See, there's with only a fraction of the items, there's a lot less costume messing about to do, which was kind of mostly what I was doing even before I found the huge defensive incapability of the AI in Final Showdown. I was really still mostly just making costumes. Well, now we go to the other version of the credits. Movie production co-op. Oh, right. Flapper 3. UI production. So they farmed out the UI. They had one mocap actor. They had a lot of marketing. They had 5 people on the manual. I didn't get a manual. A lot more marketing. Of course, marketing doesn't mean they worked on it as much as the actual developers. Those marketing people like to get their names in the credits, though. Well, we got some QA, that's good. Well, they didn't catch the fact that landing on the dry timbers on the outside of Loud Stage makes a big puddle splash. Come on, guys. Marketing and brand. I gotta say the marketing effort online for 5 Ultimate Showdown has been pretty weak. They haven't even updated the US website to have anything about the DLC. And the Japanese site has so much more information on it. Of course, it's in Japanese. Sega Black Sea Limited. Just testing, huh? Oh, they actually might be on the Black Sea. That's interesting. This music is cranking pretty hard. Oh, okay.
Game over.
Oh, he's so happy. Well, okay. So my compulsive, even though there's only a tiny, tiny fraction of the items, I still have a tiny bit of costume compulsion telling me I need to tweak this costume a little. The hair actually was not bothering, it was the glasses. Maybe eye patch would be okay. I don't know if eye patch looks that great with his hairstyle. Might work. Or just no glasses. Why don't we try no glasses? I never did that in Final Showdown because it looked horrible because her eyes were all weird.
Let's see how many seconds you'll last. Are you ready for this?
Eyes are still a little weird, or maybe it's just the sort of makeup or lack of makeup. It's a very sort of naked face look. And it doesn't look all that great. Maybe when they get the makeup options in, that problem won't be taken care of. Now, a lot of the old makeup options in Final Showdown looked horrible. They're just like, here, you want some clown paint on your face? Go knock him dead, kid. I guess I'm really just trying to get to the win animation so I can see your face in a close-up again.
Ready, go! Excellent!
Try again in a few years.
Yeah, the eyes still a little, just a little strange.
Round one. Ready, go!
So let's, and I think that might have more to do with the animation, the original animation. The animations, they couldn't have reanimated, so they must be using the original animations. So we might just have to go to Eye Patch, the old rescuer. At least until they get some better glasses. Although I think I do like those gold rim granny glasses, but I have those on the other costume. So we'll just do Eye Patch. I guess I did that on my third costume, didn't I? Oh well, who cares? Not really gonna use that one anyway. This is the wrong thing. I wonder if it jerks like that on PS5 when you come into character select. Did they do that on purpose? It's strange. Like even in her portrait on character select, Sarah's just has this weird, intense stare off into the distance. Like why? It's like they didn't know what to do with her eyes.
Let's see how many seconds you'll last. Are you
There
ready
you go.
for
See,
this?
Eye Patch solves everything. See, like Go's eyes look fine.
Ready,
Ah.
go!
It's like they were probably just trying to idealize her face too much, you know? They want to make these perfectly idealized
Knockout!
female faces, and it just leaves her kind of weirdly blank.
Round two. Ready, go!
Oh, that was cool. I want to break the wall down with your body, go.
Round 3.
Ah, nuts.
Ready, go!
Whoop. That was cool.
Knockout!
This music is pretty weird.
Try again in a few years.
Whoa, where did that bluish effect come from? Definitely missing her hair options.
Round 1. Ready, go!
Why? Ooh, wow, he's got some acceleration.
Knockout! Round 2. Ready, go!
So she's got forward X kick, which is a tiny rack. Oh, that was interesting. Oh, ouch. I want to try some of her throws. They totally reanimated throws between 5 and Final Showdown. So I'm used to her 5 throws animations. That one's pretty much in 5. Hey! Ah! That was half circle forward. She has that.
Round 3.
A little clipping there, but it's still kind of cool. The cameras were running into each other. Too many cool moves.
Try again in a few years.
I don't know why they gave her all those little dangling hairs. It's a little messy. I guess the original version must have had something like that. This is the new stage. Well, a new stage.
Round 1.
Kind of Kage's stage from Virtua Fighter 2. Looks pretty good. I like the moss. I like the stonework. That's not right. I like the trees.
Knockout! Round 2. Ready,
It's
go!
a lot different than Kage's stage in 2. I guess in 2, it isn't like a sort of palace you're in. It's more just like there's a little structure off to one side and then a bunch of big trees. And I think you're actually on a wooden platform or something because you keep hearing these occasional like nightingale floor creaking sounds. This maybe it was like an animal sound or something. Whatever it was a super annoying sound that happens at intervals in that in Virtua Fighter 2 on Kage stage. Oh, dang it.
Knockout!
I've got grace and power. You've got zip.
Alright, well, that costume's cool. Cool enough. As cool as I can make it in this current very limited batch of items. Oh, there's strips of cloth tied around the outside of this. See, now Eileen's got a little bit of the orange baggy eyes. Man, that is such a goofy animation. Eileen, you're such a goofy character. You and L Blaze, I wish they'd come up with characters I like more for Virtua Fighter 5. We got Eileen and L Blaze, and
Round 2.
no, I don't know. They're not my faves. Yeah, that's a cool little swan dive. Alright, well, costumes made. Got through arcade mode on very hard. Sarah is so different than she was in 5 Vanilla that I really could not. Really took me a while to get any kind of move span going. You can't even just. In 5, it's so much easier just to mash out kicks with her. Especially just her down forward kick is really strong in 5. And then she can just down forward kick and just keep mashing kick, and she'll just do this insane barrage of kicks from Flamingo.
Ready, go!
Oh, dude. There we go.
Excellent!
And Cell Blaze is going at it.
Round 2.
This is a pretty cool feature how it
Go!
just shows matches on the main menu. Got this Samba de Amigo. Actually, I'm surprised the Samba maracas are in this initial batch of items. I guess they got those in there from the beginning, huh? Oh, now she's got the deflections. Man, I hate deflections.
Round 3. Ready, go!
What is that XOO stuff, most recent thing that appeared in her lower part of the screen?
Knockout! Round 4. Ready,
Almost.
go!
What is that? Is that button presses? Oh. Ooh. Oh, he's going ham. He's going for it.
Knockout!
Oh, it wasn't enough. And we have the disappearing fence that he got over. Oh, man. Yeah, show us a close-up on the laser beam on her toes. That's good. They really... I hope they can do something about the disappearing fences when the camera moves next to the fence just disappears. It looks like it's been broken, which some of the fences actually can be broken, so you can't tell easily sometimes if the fence is actually still there. Man, it just goes into another match, huh? Nice feathers, baby.
I won't go easy on you. Round 1. Ready, go!
I love the usernames. So, whoa, this is a... I was going to say he's only a 10th Dan, but that's actually level 20. And this Raider is only level 20, only level 22. Only, I say. Me who has no level. I'm just going to cry all the way home. These remade baggy boots for Wolf look alright.
Round 2.
I like this music. Somebody was saying that wait, what were they saying? That there's additional music tracks. I think they were. What was it? Was it for Jean? Oh yeah. So if you. Yeah, because for characters who did not exist in older, so you can. I won't go into it, but if you go into options, when you have the DLC Legendary Pack, it lets you pick soundtracks from the previous Virtua Fighters. But when you're facing a character like Jean Cujo, who was only introduced in the latest revision of the game, not counting this one, Final Showdown, it does not have... they had to make new tracks so, what happens if you're on Jean Cujo's stage, but you have the music set to Virtua Fighter 3? Well, they had to make a Virtua Fighter 3 Jean Cujo track. And they have Virtua Fighter 2 and 1 and 4 and Evo and 5 Vanilla and 5R. Or was he in R? Did he come along in R? I don't know. Anyway, a bunch of additional tracks that you don't maybe notice exactly, but they're there, so that's pretty cool. Oh man, he did it. He's pumped. Alright, I gotta get going. There's a nice quiet place I can just not put up with sound. Not here. This is Homestay Akira. The veteran Japanese player. All these are veterans, of course, I'm sure. BF2 player, that's interesting. I've seen this name before. I've seen this guy hanging out with, I'm blanking on names now. This is the guy that I watch most. I'll remember it in a couple minutes anyway. Although I thought he played, maybe I'm confused. I thought he played Sarah as well. Shitosha. Shiny. I thought, yeah, somebody was saying these are weird because, like, Shiny usually plays, these characters it shows are weird because Shiny usually plays Eileen, doesn't he? Tricky. Wait, is it Shiny? Is that his? No, it was Tricky who plays Eileen, so that's not screwed up. I don't know. I don't know names. Sancha Akira. Whoop. Oh. Blackstar, that's the name of the streamer I've been watching. I finally remembered. I think he's in here somewhere. Did I already pass him up? I thought he was in the top 50 or so. I saw him looking at the rankings earlier. There's B Bounty Hunter. He streams too. He's a fun streamer to watch. That's Ball Champ. Megadeth Korea, there's a name for you. Alright, I gotta get out of here. So, thanks for watching this kind of unplanned second stream of Virtua Fighter Ultimate Showdown. I just wanted to go back to roll the clock back to 3 or 4 years ago, I guess, and do some character editing and see how it worked here in Ultimate Showdown versus Final Showdown. Works pretty much the same. There's just way less items than I'd even thought there were. It definitely seems like it's somewhere around 15 or 20% is all we have of the Final Showdown items, which they say they are intending to get in. Hopefully they will not charge additional money for them, but maybe they will. I don't know. Who knows? So editing or creating costumes is, well, there's just many fewer combinations to mess with now. So I guess that's probably a good thing for me, who gets super compulsive over it. I still spent way too long making just 3 Sarah costumes, 3 pretty basic Sarah costumes. But I guess I wanted to look through what they had for her now, so I'm sure in the future it would be much faster, right? Tomorrow I will be playing King of Fighters 2000 on my Neo Geo MVS. Saturday I will be playing, because this is my Thursday, so tomorrow is Friday, that's KOF. Saturday I'll be playing Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection on PS3 Sunday. I will be playing Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. That's on PS2. That's Jackie Bryant in quest mode. So that's the rest of the week. I don't know if I'll play this again anytime soon, now that I've got that bit of character or costume creation out of my system. Yeah, I mean, I guess who knows what strange urge will grip me, but hopefully I'll be paying a little attention and notice when an update comes out for the game, and then I'll come and check and see if they have improved the AI. I can't say I hold out much hope that they will try to make the AI actually defend competently. So I don't really expect the single player to get better here, and because it hasn't been very good since Final Showdown, and there's even fewer modes now, but it wouldn't really matter as long as you had a competent arcade mode. But even on very hard, the AI is just not really there. So anyway, that's what we got. I kind of knew it was what we were getting, and there we go. Oh well, I got to see the game, see what they did. Okay, well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and maybe I'll see you later, maybe I won't. But anyway, good night.